Hey guys, this is Trenty back again bringing another video, and this time we are starting our DreamWorks journey to see how they will evolve and to see how far they've come and how far they have evolved. The good, the bad, the ugly, the boss baby. We're going through it all, and we're starting from the beginning with their first full-length film. We're going to start with 1998's Antz, which also came out the same year as Pixar's 1998's Bug's Life, which are two animated movies about animated CGI ants, ant colonies. But they are very, 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 very different. Very different. Very. They're different. And, yeah, now Antz is a, movie I hadn't seen since I was a kid, and rewatching it, I did like it. I don't think it's amazing or great or anything, but it's a solid movie. It's a good movie. For an animated studio's first attempt, in my opinion, the animation was decent. Not brilliant, not fantastic, not too striking or anything, but it was good. I it wasn't horrible. It wasn't like eye bleeding or anything. I could watch it. It was good. I think it was good animation, decent animation. Um, but like I know this movie is gonna be compared to Bug's Life a lot, but they are two very different movies. Bug's Life is more of like a kids movie. It is more, and Antz is too, but it is more like kid friendly, more silly, more colorful, more wacky. Well, Antz is more kind of grounded in a way, grounded in more of a reality, and it's more of like a mature comedy. And when I say that, I don't mean like adult jokes, because there are adult jokes in there, but I don't mean like dirty jokes or anything, because even that's in Bug's Life a little bit. But I'm just saying the comedy feels more like mature and like more like just comedy you would see in a kind of adult comedy, like than you would in a kids movie, which I guess they've been doing that more though. But like it literally feels like I could have been like at a adult kind of like um drama comedy, but it's about ants. Like, I don't know, I'm kind of curious to see the R-rated version of Antz, because it could have been. It could have been. And I don't mean even like dirty comedy. I just mean in general, it just felt like an adult movie, kind of. But it's still for kids. It's definitely, there's still kids elements and stuff. But, Antz is definitely more mature than A Bug's Life. Now watch me go back and rewatch A Bug's Life, because I haven't seen it in a while, and be like, oh shit, this is mature too. But going off of memory, I'm just saying Antz is more mature. Um, Now what is Antz is about? Well, Antz is a movie about an ant colony and an ant named Z, played by Woody Allen. Now, before I go any further, I want to say some things about Woody Allen that need to be said. Um, they need to be talked about when talking about this man. And this is no reflection on the movie. This is just, I just want to get this out of the way. Woody Allen is a piece of shit human being. He is human garbage. He groomed his daughter to be his wife, or adopted daughter to be his wife. He is a horrible, despicable human being. He's fuck him. Piece of shit. You know, I don't like Woody Allen. I separate the art from the artist, but I do, when I do see these people in movies, and I know about that, I do like to at least announce it, like, you know, fuck him, you know, and, yeah, I just needed to get that out of the way. I just need to get that there. Now we can go back to the movie, but I just need to, you know, give the fuck you to Woody Allen. Now, this movie is about an ant named Z who is going through a crisis. He wants to be an individual, but you know, he's in an ant colony, and they're all kind of similar, and it's all no one ant matters, and they choose how you live. You're either a soldier or you're a worker, and you do that till you die. You have no choice in your life. You just do things, you know. And it's really about the thing about trying to be an individual in a world that wants you to be a mindless drone. It's really about trying to stand down and be yourself in a world that doesn't want you to do that, that wants you to comply, that wants to beat you down, that wants to just make you one of the machine. And that's an interesting and mature topic, and I really enjoy that being tackled in this movie. Now, the plot's on fucking crack. Because the plot moves around a lot. There's like this land called the Insectopia, where it's like, it turns out to be a trash can where, you know, the ants, you know, the bugs can live perfectly, and there's like stoner bugs hanging out there. And, you know, there's that, and you know, there's this princess who, I think she's voiced by Sharon Stone. She wants to not be used as a baby maker and married off to this evil, you know, general. Well, they don't know he's evil, but he is evil. He's trying to commit genocide. Gene Hackman's general character. She doesn't want to be married off, so she runs away to the club in disguise, and she meets up with Z, and Z falls in love with her, and so Z wants to, the soldiers are going to be seen in front of the princess, and that's his only way to see her again, so he switches places with his soldier friend Weaver, played by Sylvester Stallone, and he doesn't realize that they're going out to war, and then there's like a fucking Starship Trooper Vietnam section where him and this friend he makes called Barbados, they go out to war against these giant green fucking termites that shoot fucking this green glop at them that they say is acidic, and they're like chomping on them. It's not violent, but they're like getting chomped on, and they're like trying to stab the termites, and the termites are shooting the green stuff at them, and they're like, ah, you know, a little bit. It's like, it's not graphic, but it's like, whoa. It's like some Starship Trooper shit. And he survives and he comes out and there's like a massacre and all the ants are dead and they got like some got spears going on them and their bodies are all over the place and he sees his friend's head, Barbados played by Danny Glover, and he's like, I can't feel my legs because he's sitting there and he's holding Z's holding his head and he's like, be an individual, and he dies in Z's arms. So Z comes back, the only survivor. But then what happens is the princess outs him at being at the club with her, and that he's a worker and not really a warrior. She doesn't do it on purpose. She's just very naive. And the general gets mad, and they're gonna arrest him. But he ends up kidnapping the princess, and they end up falling out of the colony. And the people that go to get him are stopped by a magnifying glass, which looks like a spaceship to them, that shoots down fire, which is actually just light. It's some kid doing a magnifying glass, trying to burn the ants, and they end up escaping, and they go to Insectopia, and they get there, and they're all happy, and him and her are bonding. Meanwhile, all the other ants are going on strike of building the tunnel, because they want to be like Z, and then the general has to, stop them and convince them not to do that. And Weaver is falling in love with this other ant called Azteca, and I think she's played by Jennifer Lopez. I could be wrong. And there's a lot happening in this movie, and there's a whole section about this evil general making them build this tunnel so they'll be trapped in this area so he can flood them all, because only the strong will survive and the weak will die, and he will be the new leader, and he will impregnate the princess and make a stronger race. Kind of got like a whole Aryan kind of Hitler thing going on, and it's up to Z, who, as an individual and thinking outside the box, to save the day and get the girl, even though he's very nerdy and all that, yeah, and it's a good movie. There's some fun parts where they make like a wrecking ball, or like the Starship Trooper fucking termite part that reminds me of Starship Troopers, and like a Vietnam War movie or some shit. And like Insectopia is cool. The part where they find a picnic blanket's cool. I really like Stallone in this movie as Weaver. He's just kind of this big, dumb, nice, helpful idiot, Like, well, not dumb, but, one-track mind kind of guy, but, like, really nice and kind and loyal. And Christopher Walken's great, too, as, like, the general's right-hand man, who goes through an arc in this movie, although I wish that arc was more focused, but, it's a kid's movie. It works. It still works. It makes sense. It's not like he just switches out of nowhere. You can kind of tell, but, it is, sometimes his voice it felt like he was phoning it in, and then other times it felt like he was, like, going to 11. I felt like he was doing two different, like, performances in the movie, because some days I feel like he wasn't into it, so you could just, like, I don't know, I just heard in his voice, it just didn't seem as emotive or as passionate as other times his voice would be, like, really emotive and passionate. And, like, yeah, like I said, the animation in this movie is decent. It's not really, the visuals in this movie aren't really striking, or, like, there's, like, some wonderment moments of wonderment, but it's not really, like I said, it's more of, an adult comedy, and like the jokes were good. I liked quite a few of the jokes. I will say, and this is not because of this has nothing to do with Woody Allen as a person, but I will say I do think he was doing a little much in this movie. There's times where he just won't stop talking, or he's trying to be cool, and I don't know if the character was around like that, but it just comes off as awkward and weird, and it just, yeah, it just, yeah, like, there's some parts where he's trying to be cool and shit, and it's endearing, and Z is a good character. I do like Z as a character, and like I said, this has nothing to do with Woody Allen being a piece of shit. I'm just saying in general, the character did come off as a little much at times. I feel like there are other characters like this that were done way better, that they don't come annoying. You know, characters that are nerdy and talk a lot and try to be cool, but they're not cool, and you know, like characters like that. I feel like have been done a little better in other movies. But like I said, although I wish the movie was more focused, because it does seem to be jumping around at times to be like, oh, we're doing this, and now that will lead to this, and it works in the end. It all works, but it just seems like the plot of 45 minutes we're going to all these different things, like, just all these events are just building into one and another, and it works, but it's also like, what the fuck, movie, slow down. We're here, we're there, we're everywhere at times, but, yeah, I do think Antz is it's a good movie. It's not great, it's not amazing, but it's enjoyable. I really like the music in it. I thought the music, both the score and the songs played in the movie were good. And yeah, like I said, I do have like the jumping around, and sometimes the main character is annoying and other things, but I do really like the message of being an individual and, you know, choosing how your life goes. You know, don't let that, because in this world there's a lot of people trying to pressure you into doing certain things. There's going to be a lot of people that try to make you go the path that they think is good for you, or things like that. You know, there's always somebody trying to carve your path, and it's okay to be guided. It's fine to be guided, but it has to be, in the end, you have to want to be guided. You know, don't let yourself be guided if you don't want to be. You know, in the end, you need to carve your own path. It's okay for the guidance, but you need to carve your own path and be who you want to be. You know, and I really like that movie's message on that, and I do. Oh God. And I really liked the romance between Z and the princess. I thought that was good. Um, I thought that was nice, and the romance between Weaver and Azteca, like that was a nice one too. I thought like both of them were handled well. And I like how when she's taken out, she's like, you know, she's still got that princess in her. She's like, do this for me, do that, and she has to be humbled a little bit. And yeah, this is just a decent movie. I think they could have done more with the visuals, especially with the, you know, going outside and seeing all these things from an ant's perspective. I think there could have been more to it. Like, I would love to see more like the wrecking ball stuff and stuff like that. Or maybe they could have done like a cool type of thing when they were fighting. They could have banded together and make like a big thing while they were fighting. I don't know. The termites. Like, it would be cool to see more visual things. But like I said, as a whole, the movie is, in my opinion, well written and a good movie. Not great but good. I'll give it a what should I give it? I'll give it a I'll give it a 7. I'll get it like right there. Um, kind of above. I don't want to give it a 7. I'll give it a 6.5. Like right above average. You know, good movie, fun time. You know, like I said, I enjoyed watching it. Like I don't know if I can watch it again anytime soon, but I probably would watch it again though. I would watch it again, just probably not in a rush or anything. But it is a enjoyable movie, and I'm glad I went back and watched it. And hell, I kind of want to watch Bug's Life again and see where I would stack it, because I do think Antz has a chance of beating Bug's Life. Antz is, you know, people sleep on it, but Antz got some shit in it, man. Antz is a well-made movie. Oh, Dan Aykroyd's also in this movie, I guess. I don't know who he played, but he's in there. Somewhere. But, yeah. So yeah, that was Antz. Like I said, enjoyable movie. Next up on the journey for DreamWorks, and I could be wrong, but I do think it is Prince of Egypt. Which I'm not a biblical person, but I remember that being pretty good, and I remember liking that movie. So, well, we're gonna have to dive into that, and yeah, that should be interesting. I don't know when that will be, but yeah, the next movie on the list is Prince of Egypt, man, and yeah. For DreamWorks starting out, they started out solid. Solid startings. In my humble opinion, solid startings, and we'll see where they go from there. But yeah. Also, I like at the bar how they're drinking out of a bug's butt. That's it. Great. Their alcoholic drink is bug ass juice. That's brilliant. Like, and you could say that's gross, but if you drink energy drinks, you have drinking worse. So yeah. I hope you guys have a good day. Stay frosty. This is Trenchy signing off. Beep up boop.